Hello and welcome to 1000 Simple Recipes. In today's video I will show you the very famous Italian favourite from Bologna, the Spaghetti Bolognese. Now it can be frozen and kept for those times when you come home, want something filling and tasty to eat without having to make much fuss or time over. Kids just love it, so here it is, the Spaghetti Bolognese. Here we have our ingredients for our bolognese sauce, and I've got a litre of stock. You could use beef, chicken, pork, vegetable, whatever, but I've got some beef stock there, a rasher of bacon, an onion, carrot, celery and some garlic, some premium beef mince, a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste, a nice glass of red, some crushed Italian tomatoes, one can of those, and some fresh herbs that I've got from the garden, and a couple of bay leaves. That you could use dried herbs, they'd work just as well. As always, the recipe and the ingredients are in the description box below. Here we are in the first step of our bolognese sauce, and I'm just going to add some olive oil to this, and it's a really hot pan. I've got it on high heat. So I'm just adding my bay leaves now. And we just want to throw in my mince, and okay, we're just going to brown this meat off here, and as you can see it's browning off quickly. It probably takes about a minute, and those bay leaf flavours are now going through the mince, and we're going to keep this mince really fine and not lumpy, and you don't want it to stew in juices, so that's why you want to fry it off on a very high heat. So that's almost about done, probably another 10 or 15 seconds and we'll be getting ready to start the next stage. So the next thing we're going to do is fry our bacon up. So our bacon's been frying for about a minute and a half, and as you can see it's just starting to brown at the bottom there. And so I'm just going to add my onions. I'm going to add my celery, and I'm going to add my carrot, and I'm going to add my garlic. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to get those onions to reduce down and start to brown themselves and pick up all those bacon juices, and this is going to give us a really great foundation to our bolognese sauce. This will take about 3 or 4, 5 minutes. So as you can see, the onions and the carrots and the bacon are browning off again, and I'm just going to add some salt and my pepper, which is about a teaspoon of salt there. And I'm adding probably half a teaspoon of pepper. You could add some chilli here too if you like. I'm a fan of chilli, but not everyone is, so if you like chilli you could throw some chilli in now as well. But I'm just going to fry off my tomato paste just to get rid of the tartness of the tomato paste. So I'm just going to just fry that off to the side there, just for a few seconds, and then we'll add our red wine, and we'll reduce the red wine right down to get a real syrupy thing, and this will give it a really fantastic body to our bolognese sauce. And as you can see, that should be about enough cooking on our tomato paste. I'll add my red wine. And try and get a good red wine, something that you drink yourself, and you could sit there and have a glass of wine while you cook this bolognese. And so I'm just going to let that reduce down till it gets a lot syrupier and thicker, and then we'll add our herbs and our meat back to the sauce. So So as you can see now, this has been on for about 4 or 5 minutes, and it's just been boiling away, and I've been stirring it occasionally, and as you can see it's thickened right up, and that red wine and the tomato paste is really starting to get this full bodied, and there's a really incredible base for our bolognese sauce. Now I'm just going to add my browned off mince back to that, and I'm going to add my herbs, and we'll just stir that around. And then if you were using dried herbs, I would have added the dried herbs back when I was frying off the onions and the carrot and the celery, but because I'm using fresh herbs which I've got out of my garden, I'm adding them now. So, but definitely if you've got dried herbs, add them when you do the onions. And I'm just going to add my tomatoes, 1 can of crushed Italian tomatoes, and then I'm also going to add now my stock, which I'll probably add about a pint to 500 mils. So, and we're going to bring that up to a simmer. So here we are, and this bolognese sauce has been on for a couple of hours, and this is a consistency you want to get with your bolognese sauce, this type of thickness. If it's not this thick, it's too watery, then just turn the heat up and stir it until it reduces down. It should only take 5 or 10 minutes or so. And if it's too thick, then you can maybe add a little bit more liquid, but I wouldn't worry about that. I doubt if it'll get too thick. Now I'm just going to taste this for some salt, and oh, that's fine. That's perfect. Delicious. Now I'm just going to cook some spaghetti, and we'll plate up. So I've cooked some spaghetti for this, and I've thrown some of our bolognese sauce in. Now I'm just going to give it a little taste test and see what it tastes like. That bolognese sauce with the red wine going through the beef is giving it such a full body flavour. You really have to try this famous Italian classic, the Spaghetti Bolognese. And I'll see you next week on 1,000 Simple Recipes.